Hello there, and welcome to this video. I am Tim Chadden, the host of the Nintendo Club podcast. I wanted to release a little video on my channel about what has me loving the Xbox One so much. I've had it now 1 week, and I am loving the crap out of this thing. I got the PS4, the Vita, and the One all last Sunday at Target's 20% off sale. And of the three, the Xbox One, has drawn me in the most, has me most engaged in their ecosystem, and has me using it more than any of the other consoles of the three that I got. So let me just get into why I am really enjoying this console and a few of the things that just kind of bug me about it in general. So let's get into it. First off, the monthly updates. I'm loving that they have such a fast and rigorous update schedule. They have a whole team of people just working on updates. Coming up next month, we'll have remote purchases and 3D Blu-ray support. So if I'm, out of my house, I can say, I can tell my Xbox to buy and download this game, and by the time I am home, it will be installed, and that is rather awesome. I don't have to wait for the long install process, which is a long time. The other thing that has me most drawn into the system is the discounts they are providing through their store, both in Xbox Gold, deals with Gold, and just general deals available for everybody. So since picking up the system, I've gotten Guacamelee and Max Curse of the Brotherhood for free, but outside of that, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare discounted to $24, Forza discounted to $29. This was not through Microsoft, but their eBay sales of digital codes being so readily available. Titanfall was on sale for $40. Wolfenstein also on sale for $40. This is within the course of 1 week. I have gotten 4 retail games, all at considerable discounts that compete with retail stores, Best Buys, and things like that. I would love to be all digital in this generation with the PS4, with the Xbox One, but Sony is stubborn and refusing to discount full retail games. I'm talking about the $60 games, discounting those to retail competitive prices. And all Sony has been doing with PS4, I'm talking about just PS4 now, is discounting indie games a few bucks. I've not yet seen anything to hint that PSN will be discounting full retail games anytime soon. They're doing that with PS3, but right now Xbox is kicking their butts with getting me digitally involved with their system, having a bunch of games all the time ready to play. And that is a huge factor in which console becomes my main system. Is it Xbox or PS4? Well, right now I have the most games for Xbox, and that's the console I turn on most often. The PS4 for me will be mainly a disc-based system, which I hate that I have to do that in this generation with these games that are forced to install. And it's the system I'll be using GameFly for and getting those free PSN games. But until Sony starts doing discounts on full retail games, I'm not going to be using it as much because I love to just hop in and see what's on my console. So next up, as far as their digital support, I guess, is the fact that digital games on Xbox One come with 2 licenses. So one license is tied to your home Xbox, and one is tied to your gamer tag, your profile. So this means you can have 2 Xboxes with the same games installed in each, and because there's cloud saves, you could actually go back and forth between 2 systems. But also, more importantly, this means I could theoretically have a friend with an Xbox One, share my collection of games with him share his collections of games with me, and I can have free games that way. He's getting my games, I'm getting his games, vice versa. And that is an awesome feature. That enables us to make sure we have the same content on both systems and be able to play multiplayer together on pretty much any game that we have digitally, which is really cool. The interface itself, I'm loving the fact that pins can be used as a reminder that this is a cool game I saw in the store. It's not on sale right now, but if I save up or if I come back to it, those pins can remind me, hey, Super Time Force, cool game. I really want to get that. Hey, Trials Fusion, great game. I want to get that at some point. So the pins I'm using as a reminder system as well as a place to just show all my games. Really awesome. Next up, so outside the games, which are really great. I'm enjoying Forza, I'm enjoying Titanfall, and all those other games. It's been great having all those digitally on my system. But the other things for video consumption is really a big deal for me. So Snap is one of the things that is being so incredible for me. I've got a 150-inch projector screen setup. So with Snap, I actually have a fairly large kind of TV window where I can view video content from YouTube, from Hulu Plus, from all these apps, Netflix, SkyDrive, or OneDrive now, and even my Apple TV. So the idea with Snap is you'll get audio from both your game and your video content simultaneously. You'll be able to glance over and see the TV there, the TV window there for the video content while enjoying a game. So this feature is really great because I'm a guy that loves to listen to podcasts while playing games or watch TV while playing a game on my Wii U gamepad or now my Vita with remote play. This is Xbox solution for that, for playing a game while watching TV. I love to play games on the couch while watching TV. This enables me to use the same screen for both of that. So this is kind of Microsoft's solution for that second screen, in my opinion, and the convenience factor of being able to still enjoy video content while still enjoying games. That is awesome. And it uses the same speakers, really simple setup, and that is really blowing my mind how awesome that is. It really is a very useful feature that I did not anticipate me loving so much. So we can also do side apps like DVR type stuff if you don't have the Kinect, which is really cool. So next up is the OneGuide. In this, I didn't think I'd use because I don't have a cable box, I don't have TV, I don't have an antenna. What am I going to use this for? Well, it works with apps. Apps that support the OneGuide, it will, if I click of the button with this handy remote, it'll pull up all the apps with video and enable me to quickly get to that content, whether it be Hulu Plus, one of the TV shows on there, whether it be not Netflix right now, but soon Netflix, hopefully. OneDrive for me, I'm using it a lot with, and that is an Apple TV, of course. So one thing that I am noticing is OneDrive is actually an app I'm using quite a bit, and that's because they designed OneDrive with the fact that if you throw up an MP4 and even an AVI, but MP4 I get better results with, you can actually stream down all these videos from OneDrive in a great interface. I basically have Seinfeld up there with all the seasons sorted out, and with the OneGuide, I can have an app channel set up for Seinfeld, and when I click on that, it gets through all the rest of OneDrive and brings me right to Seinfeld and enables me to watch those on my Xbox One. And this is an incredible feature because all this is free storage. I've got 18 gigabytes free storage right now, and this enables me to watch Seinfeld on a console, on a set-top box, without having to stream it from a computer. And this is revolutionary for me because it's not yet available to purchase anywhere digitally. I can't buy it from iTunes. I can't buy Seinfeld anywhere. I just have to rip my DVD and do it that way. But this is the first time I've been able to enjoy Seinfeld in years because of this. Great, great feature for any obscure videos you may have that you want to easily access on the Xbox One. So OneDrive is awesome. So I mentioned Apple TV. The HDMI input is another incredible feature. So my Apple TV is my main video consumption device. Now I use that through my Apple TV as the TV input, and I can stream all my TV shows and movies and apps that are in Apple TV to my Xbox One. And I can even snap that while playing a game. And beyond that, the Xbox One remote controller, it's not Bluetooth, it's actually IR, which the side benefit of that, it's both good and bad that it's not Bluetooth. But the benefit is I can program my Apple TV to recognize this as a controller. This here I can program. I have a button program. So my Apple TV and my Xbox One are controlled by the same controller. And once my IR blaster cable comes in, without the Kinect, I don't even have to have the Kinect for this, I can use the volume up, volume down to control my AV receiver. So I'm finally getting to the point where this one controller is going to do a heck of a lot for me, and that is an exciting thing to have. Before I was mismanaging a bunch of controllers. Now I've got this Xbox One controller. Really nice. It lights up when I move it, and I'll talk about that in a little bit here. But the integration of all the video sources in the one place, including Blu-ray, is awesome. The Xbox One, between the games being inexpensive digitally, between the video apps and how it integrates side by side with games, is making this the one box to have on all the time. And the other boxes being just mainly for video games, which is fine. A Wii U, great video game console, has the best games out there of this generation. Nintendo makes the best games. That's not a hard fact to swallow. But the Xbox One, it does everything else so well. It really does. So let's get to the controller. This is controller of Xbox One. It is designed around the GameCube controller, as in my opinion. They came out around the same time, of course. But great orientation with the sticks, great face buttons. I do mix up Y and X a little bit, and A being down below is a bit different than Nintendo, but that's all right. The D-pad's pretty good, and the triggers are really good. The rumble is really fantastic in Forza. That has been really fun to feel that. And just a really solid, premium-feeling controller. And it's very comparable to the PS4 as far as quality and stuff. I do like the PS4 controller a bit more, oddly, because I don't like so many controllers historically speaking. But good controller overall. Now, let me get to one dislike I have about this controller. It's designed for AA batteries. But day and date to the Xbox One's release, they released a play and charge kit, which is basically a rechargeable battery for the Xbox One controller. Now, every other console I have, PS4, Wii U, all come with integrated rechargeable batteries included with the price of the console. For $25, I had to upgrade the battery to be on par with all those other consoles. So that is a big bummer. It really is. Now, battery life, I haven't gotten a full run through the play and charge, but that's something I've noticed that Wii U is kicking the butts of both PS4 and Xbox One with its Pro controller at 80 hours and these other guys at 15 or 10 hours. So that is kind of interesting that Nintendo kind of killed out the battery life in this generation with that. So next up, the remote control itself, $25 controller, but I'm really digging this. This does pretty much everything you need to. It doesn't have the face buttons, which sucks, A, B, X, and Y. You need those in some instances, but for the majority of use cases, this controller allows you to turn on the Xbox One, get to all your video content, has a special shortcut key for OneGuide. This is a button that is not available on the controller itself. So, in fact, it's actually easier to get the video content with its controller than it is the other ones. It feels really great. It's got a nice tactile feeling to it. And it's awesome. It's awesome having this controller, especially for all the video stuff I am doing with the console. So, with that said, let me get to the few dislikes I have of the system. The first is in Forza. I loaded up Forza, and within 5 minutes, the game was asking me to buy cars. So I load up the game, start the career mode, and it says, pick the car that speaks to you. That's the first thing it says to me. Get me into the mood, pick the car that speaks to me. This is the first selection screen of cars in the entire game. And what does it have me do? I select the car that speaks to me. In this case, the one Mercedes on that selection screen. I myself drive a 1995 Mercedes, and if there's an option, I would like to pick another Mercedes to drive virtually. And when I did that, it prompted me to give them money. If you're going to have DLC, have it, but please do not show that to me on the very, very, very first selection screen. That is a terrible user experience. And I would love an option to just turn DLC off for this game. I don't want to see that. It's annoying to me. There's enough content there in the game that was released. I don't need to see that especially on screen one. So that's my first gripe. The second gripe is with Kinect. I did not get the Kinect. I actually kind of want it now, in retrospect, not for the camera, but for the microphone. And this is kind of the big sticking point with me. Why in the world couldn't they have built a microphone into the Xbox One console? Have it on the console itself, not as a separate accessory. Or better yet, if they're not going to do that, let me buy a $40 microphone, a $30 microphone for those that don't have the Kinect. It would plug into the Kinect port and just be a Kinect without the camera. Because as far as I can tell, the Kinect is only used for really audio commands. That is what 99% of people are using it for. Developers aren't making games around it. There are gestures available, but in all reality, I bounce between both the TV back here and the projector out in the front of the room. So I would have it positioned in a place where it would only really work for gestures half the time I'm using it. So I would love it if there was an alternative option instead of buying this $100 Kinect just for being a microphone. I'm going to end up trying to find one on eBay or Craigslist to get that Kinect, because the voice commands I could really see myself using quite a bit, because this is becoming a box I didn't think I'd use as much as I am. So, with that said, those are the three complaints: Forza DLC, AA batteries, and the Kinect microphone. Outside of that, the look of the box is growing on me every day. The discounts are fantastic. The interface is awesome. The games are great. It is a fantastic system. And I can't recommend the Xbox One more than I am right now. It is blowing me away. And I'm confident that if you want to get into either PS4 or Xbox One, I think PS4 is the better choice, because digitally they are really doing that in a smarter way than Sony with their fantastic discounts every single week, sometimes multiple games in a week, full retail games discounted. Until Sony does that, Xbox is the clear choice for gamers out there. So that is my, 17 minutes after 1 week review of the Xbox One, and why me as a Nintendo person, me as someone that's hated Xbox my entire life, is digging this and loving this console. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll be back for future videos on the PS4, the Vita, and more Xbox One stuff, as well as, of course, Nintendo, as that is still my favorite gaming platform of choice with all the fantastic Nintendo games out there. And stay tuned for the Nintendo Club podcast that we do weekly right on this channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. Thanks. Bye-bye.